The community college, often referred to as the People's College, it is said to represent democracy's door, as it offers an opportunity to those people who have been traditionally marginalized. But is it truly egalitarian, or just really good PR? In 1991, Judith Baker's much talked about article addressed rampant homophobia on community college campuses. She referred to LGBT students as the invisible and silenced minority, and urged educators, support staff, and administration to change the campus culture. This video addresses the post-Baker community college climate.
Anyway, I'm here with Shane Windmeyer. He's of Campus Pride. He's also a speaker who goes around to colleges and universities talking about LGBT issues on campus.
Back in 2006, when I published this book called The Advocate College Guide, I also developed at the same time through Campus Pride a national index. This index is called the Campus Pride Index, the LGBT-friendly climate index, and it's a national benchmarking tool. We developed this team of researchers that created basically 55 benchmarking questions around LGBT policies, programs, and practices. These benchmarking questions look at campus safety, they look at housing and residence life, they look at academic student life, and this index allows colleges to come out and assess how LGBT friendly they are in their policies, programs, and practices.
345 colleges currently participate in this voluntary index. However, only 24 are community colleges. 5 stars is a perfect score. Community colleges average 2 stars, or a 40% rating. The most common score, however, is a 1 star, the lowest score possible. Community colleges need to do more for this marginalized population. A recent study conducted on community college campuses revealed that 25% of students verbally harass students they perceive to be gay or lesbian. Male aggression on community college campuses is alarming. Half of males admitted to anti-gay violence and/or harassment. LGBT people are among the most despised groups in society. Not being queer is a central organizing principle in our culture. Every young boy's experience is shaped and formed within this framework. Community colleges' unwillingness to acknowledge and assist this population mirrors that of the society.
Congressman Jeff Landry is continuing his call to terminate the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender minor at UL Lafayette.
At least 4 U.S. youths have taken their lives this month following incidents of anti-gay bullying and harassment. A New Jersey college student jumped to his death from a bridge last week after 2 classmates broadcast a videotape of him having sex with another man in his dorm room. Seth Walsh died Tuesday, 9 days after a suicide attempt left him on life support. In Texas, 13-year-old Asher Brown died last week following months of alleged bullying. Brown's family says he revealed he was gay the morning of his death. And in Indiana, 15-year-old Billy Lucas hung himself earlier this month after being bullied by classmates.
And many of the students, faculty, and staff who are LGBT actually hide their sexual identity or their gender identity as a way to avoid that intimidation. And we learned that through our report. And we also learned that students are, considering leaving their campus because of the challenging climate.
That one of the one of the approaches of the LGBT community is about coming out, is about being open and honest about one's sexual orientation and gender identity. And that's a very powerful tool. You don't hide who you are.
While LGBT college students share many similarities to other college students, there are a number of major stressors and behaviors that are highly distinctive to this population, which include depression, anxiety, violence, substance abuse, self-destructive behaviors, including high-risk sexual behaviors and suicide.
Lesbians, gays, and bisexuals who had come out of the closet had better psychological health and lower levels of stress hormones than those who had not come out of the closet. So, our results suggest that coming out of the closet is good for the health.
And what we find on most of our campuses is that there's there's no responsibility that the campus takes to make sure those issues are part of the dialogue. And that's a problem, I think, in 2011, 2012, that we still expect the LGBT students or the faculty staff to basically teach and educate around LGBT issues. We should do that as administrators. We should do a better job of institutionalizing that.
But the passive violence is something that we tend to ignore and not even recognize. And that is things like prejudice, discrimination, oppression, looking down on people, teasing, name-calling, and sometimes we don't even see the people. And yet we hurt people somewhere by our actions or our inactions.
Gandhi speaks of inaction as a form of violence. Since Judith Baker's 1991 article, fewer than 10 additional articles have been written about homosexuals on community college campuses. It seems researchers and academics have adopted a policy of inaction. More than 200 U.S. colleges have professionally staffed LGBT centers on campus. However, less than 5 of those centers are on community college campuses. It seems administration has adopted a policy of inaction as well.
When administrators hear that college students may leave their campus because of the negative, harassing environment, that's when you start hearing people kind of listen up and say, oh, really? Because it costs more money.
Right.
You know,
when justice gets connected to retention, people pay attention.
Yeah.
Clifford Adelman, a senior associate with the Institute for Higher Education Policy, refers to community colleges as a kind of American thermometer and said that the way we are as a learning society is best understood by the way we use community colleges. So what do community colleges say about our society in 2013? Let's pull back the curtain on open access education. 33% of America's non-traditional students attend community colleges. We value second chances and opportunities for all. Over 45% of minority students in this country attend community colleges. Minorities are valued members of American society. 50% of the college students over age 50 attend community college. Our society values baby boomers, career changers, and the senior citizen population. 71% of disabled college students attend community colleges. The United States values, protects, and fights for this population. And the LGBT community? Where do they fall on the thermometer? They do not even register.
You know what, we do outreach to many other populations, our ethnic, our racial, our cultural students. You know, we reach out to international students, we reach out to student athletes through admissions. Why not reach out to lesbian, gay, bi, and trans students?